Hello and welcome to another news about the M1 multi-tool from Monstatek. So we're going to talk about the new update they just released yesterday. It's called Update 18. And in this particular update here, they are talking about that, well, let me be transparent from the start. There's no timeline still, and there's no ETA. So we are still left with some images of a device right here. We see on the actual assembly. Let me zoom in a bit. It looks like something, plastic with a board on, and it looks like they are showing us the different kind of things there are to connect the unit. Some diagrams without any explanation text, and just very difficult to, I think, for us to just view the update. This is kind of, not needed. So I'm gonna call this like, not sure what this is for us. The other image they show, and this is quite shocking because if we look at the device here in the first left topmost image, they look kind of, it looks kind of nice in a certain way. Of course, you can see that the actual plastic of the molding is not is it actually just the 3D printing, or is it molding? Because those are quite different. When you mold plastic, it gets this like more shiny surface and more, soft look, and it's a bit more rough. So look at the other image here on the topmost right image. Almost looks like someone sanded this by hand. So I'm not saying that this is bad or anything. It's just, if you want the more finished look, this is not the thing you want to go for. Looking down here again, we see something that looks like, I would say, we're back to the generated image again, because we still haven't seen one of those with the exact shape and the red Monstatek logo in the middle of the controller buttons. So we're not really seeing this, and the way you can see this is not the actual unit is because you can actually see the different things. If you look at the small, dot right there, and over here it's bigger on the actual unit. So there are different, changes. But overall, I think we are getting closer to something that actually looks like something that could be considered as a production thing. I would be okay, satisfied with the quality of this so far, but this is not the actual thing they're addressing in this update. They are addressing the concern about some development of some new tariffs, about something with 20% on imported goods, and it has been confirmed, they say. So this is what they usually do in the updates. They say something that is like, yeah, but what about transparency? We still need this, safety as a backup that this is actually going to happen. So do some videos, record some things, real people, make it casual, don't try to do things. Of course, make it professional to a certain degree, where you showcase some of the functionality, or you maybe even take us through the things you're going through, the actual workplace, the 3D printers where you print the prototypes and so on. You create a small video, like speed it up to 30 seconds where you assemble a unit. I don't know. Give us something other than, these images that is like, we have seen these things before. The diagrams are useless for us. We don't use them anymore. And this thing up here, again, we have seen it. It's just a different image. It looks like a bathroom, something, kind of area. This with the small, triangular. It looks like a bathroom floor, in all honesty, it does. Anyways, we're not really seeing anything. They talk about the FCC, and I must say, like, the FCC compliance, I am not from, a country where we don't have FCC. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's something to do with some, I guess, governmental controlled organization, part of something to acknowledge that you can create these events, something like that. But it's a different thing. The word compliance is used, and that always circles around the fact that something has to be, processed in a certain way, and it can take a lot of time. Other than that, they don't really say much, and this is the thing. I have not a lot to tell you guys. If you haven't, already backed this project, you are probably wondering what is going on with it. Are we actually going to see this unit? Will it see the light of the day, right? They are pleased to announce they are visiting the manufacturing part of the facility later this month, so sometime in March. I don't really think highly about that. I don't know why they're saying these kind of things. I'm going to try one more time. So, Monstatek, if you're watching this video, please consider the old fact that, many people, including, I, created videos about your stuff, do feel we need some extra clarity from you guys about what have you been doing and why not create these videos. I honestly don't see why that should be so difficult, and I'm not really sure. Have you even created a Discord or something? I don't think you have. So I would say maybe you've overestimated some things or underestimated some things during along the whole process line, and you sold the product as it was almost done and finished for production. And I would say that's the flaw you probably made. If this is still going online, still going to see the light of the day, probably gonna see it much later this year. And already we are like half a year behind or something like that. And I know time will continue to tick. People still gonna be backers. No one is probably getting any, refunds, anything right now at this point in time. But I'm gonna say it out loud, you have to do better than this. It's not good enough. I would say doing the things you're doing right now is not a particularly good job at all. I would say it's more like a bad job. So take it from me, and as the guy that's creating the most videos about the device, to spread the word, and I have nothing good or positive to say right now. The only thing I can say that if I have to be realistic about this project is that you continue to act the same way no matter what people say. You still make updates, you still give the same kind of vague updates every time, and that consistency, that is consistency. So I would say to that point, might still, also other people said the same thing, that's the good thing that you guys did, and that's not really hard to do. I can do the same thing without even blinking, just saying something. And in all honesty, we need something more. So create that. Take your phone, record something. No one cares about the quality at this point. We just want to see that this is actually going to be a device that will be shipped to the backers, and we want to see that device is actually working, some tests and so on. So real life stuff, real images, real people. That's what we want. Okay, so for this update, I'm done. I want to say in the video that if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider and do so. Also click the button below, the bell it is, to get notifications. And if you have any questions and comments to this video, just leave them below as well, and I will try and get it back to you as soon as I can. Take care out there and have a really nice day.